Hello everyone, welcome back to today's story. Love often shows itself in the smallest gestures, but sometimes it arrives in grand surprises. Today, Alex, a man torn between the world of wealth and the simplicity of true love, decides to cross that invisible bridge for Lytuna. For months, he has watched her struggle, balancing her job, caring for little Henry, and traveling long distances by bus and borrowed rides. Each time, his heart ached to make her life a little lighter, her steps a little freer. So Alex does something unexpected. He buys Lytuna a car. Not just a gift of luxury, but a symbol of commitment. Proof that he wants to be there with her, to make every journey easier, to protect Henry, and to prove that love is more than words. But little does he know, this gesture will stir both joy and trouble ahead. The morning sun spilled gold over the modest courtyard of Lytuna's home. She stood frozen, her eyes wide in disbelief as Alex guided a gleaming black sedan through the gate. The car, polished to perfection, looked out of place against the humble walls, yet it radiated a promise of change. Henry squealed with delight, rushing forward. "Mama, look, it's ours!" Lytuna's hands trembled as Alex placed the keys in her palm. "For you," he said softly, "so you don't have to take crowded buses anymore. So Henry can travel safely, and so I can be part of your journeys, not just a visitor." Tears welled in her eyes. For years, she had carried burdens alone. Grocery bags in the rain, hospital visits for Henry, endless commutes to work. The weight of it all now seemed to lighten in an instant. She looked at Alex, her voice breaking. Why would you do this for me?" Alex smiled, brushing a strand of hair from her face. "Because love is not just about saying, 'I care,' it's about showing it." Neighbors peeked from behind fences, their whispers carried by the breeze. Some smiled, admiring Alex's devotion. Others frowned, tongues wagging with suspicion. "A car? Too much for a single mother," one murmured. "What will people think?" another added. The whispers pierced Lytuna's heart. Gratitude battled with unease. She tightened her grip on the keys, feeling their weight as both a gift and a responsibility. That evening, when Mrs. Lon heard of the gift, her fury was sharp. "A car for her? Alex, have you lost your mind? Lavish gifts for a woman who cannot match your world will only invite gossip. Do you think our family's reputation can bear this?" Alex stood tall, unflinching. "Mother, this isn't about reputation. It's about the woman I love, and the son who already calls me father." But Mrs. Lon's eyes narrowed, cold and calculating. "You think a car proves devotion? No, it proves weakness. And weakness, Alex, is what destroys men like you." Her words lingered in the air long after she left, leaving Alex with a single, unshakable thought. This gift had not just changed Lytuna's life, it had drawn new battle lines. For the first few days, the car was a miracle. Lytuna drove Henry to school for the very first time, his laughter echoing from the back seat as he pressed every button with the wonder of a child. She watched him through the rear-view mirror, her heart swelling with joy. No more rushing for buses, no more scolding glances from drivers who thought a child too noisy. In those moments, Lytuna felt what she hadn't dared to dream in years: normalcy. A family outing, even if it was just the three of them. Alex joined them one Saturday. He insisted on driving, Henry squealing with excitement as they rolled down the highway with music playing softly in the background. Lytuna leaned back, allowing herself to smile. For once, she wasn't a woman struggling to survive. She was simply loved. But happiness, as always, carried shadows. When they returned home, two neighbors stood by the gate, their arms folded, whispers sharp as knives. First a car, next a mansion. She's just a single mother. How long before people say she trapped him? Tuna's smile faltered. The sting of judgment clung to her skin. She tried to brush it aside, but that night as she sat with Alex, the unease spilled out. "They think I don't deserve this," she whispered. "That I don't deserve you." Alex cupped her face in his hands. "Let them talk. They don't know the battles you've fought, the sacrifices you've made. I gave you that car not to buy love, but to honor it, to stand with you." Yet, far away, another storm brewed. Mrs. Lan had summoned Alex to her mansion. The family board members were present, their expressions grim. She wasted no time. "You paraded her in front of our community," Mrs. Lan snapped. "A car for a woman like that? You make us look foolish. Investors are asking questions. Rumors spread that the Carter heir is throwing away wealth for a distraction." Alex's fists tightened. "She is not a distraction. She is my choice." A director coughed lightly. "Forgive me, Alex, but perception is power. If you continue this way, you weaken not only yourself, but the corporation." Mrs. Lan's voice cut sharper. "End this nonsense now. If you want to help her, fine. Donate quietly, support from the shadows. But public gifts, public attachment, you will destroy everything your father built." Alex met her glare, unflinching but weary. "I will not hide the woman I love." The room erupted with disapproval. Later that night, Alex returned to Tuna, his shoulders heavy. He didn't tell her everything, but she saw it in his eyes. Every act of love for her was costing him in another world. Tuna took his hand, her voice trembling. "Alex, how much are you willing to lose for us?" His silence was the only answer, and it frightened her more than words ever could. The evening sky bled crimson as Tuna parked the car outside her home. Henry had fallen asleep in the back seat, his small head resting peacefully against the window. For a fleeting moment, she allowed herself to believe in the dream, that she, Alex, and Henry could live like this forever. But dreams have a way of shattering. When she stepped out of the car, a sleek black limousine blocked the gate. From it emerged Mrs. Lan, her posture sharp as a blade. Two men in suits followed, their presence heavy with unspoken authority. "Mother?" Alex's voice wavered as he stepped out behind Tuna. Mrs. Lan's eyes glinted with cold fire. "Enough, Alex. This charade ends tonight." She gestured at the car. "Return it to the dealership. A gift like this only drags our name into the mud. Do you want tabloids filled with stories of the Carter heir wasting fortunes on a single mother?" Tuna's chest tightened. She looked at the car, not as metal and wheels, but as a symbol. It wasn't just transportation. It was Alex's promise, his way of saying she and Henry mattered. To take it away was to strip her of that dignity. Her voice trembled, but she found the strength to speak. "This car isn't about money, madam. It's about safety for my son. It's about Alex showing he cares for us." Mrs. Lan's laugh was sharp, cruel. "Care? My dear, do you think safety comes from a toy like this? No. Safety comes from stability, from alliances, from a life worthy of his name. You cannot give him that." Alex stepped forward, fury flashing in his eyes. "Mother, enough! This car is my gift, my choice. You cannot erase that." But Mrs. Land's hand sliced the air. "Your choice is destroying you. If you insist on keeping her, then at least strip away this foolish display. Keep your indulgences private, or..." Her eyes bore into Lytuna's. "Accept that she is the reason you will lose everything." Silence fell like a guillotine. The two men in suits moved closer, as if prepared to drive the car away themselves. Lytuna's knees weakened. She clutched Henry's school bag, her voice breaking. "Alex, maybe your mother is right. If this car brings so much shame, take it back. I don't want to be the reason you lose everything." Alex spun toward her, disbelief etched across his face. "Lytuna, no, don't say that. This isn't about shame. It's about us, about showing the world we exist." But her tears betrayed the fear in her heart. "What if showing the world means it crushes us?" Mrs. Land seized the moment, her voice venomous yet calm. "Listen to her, Alex. Even she knows this path leads nowhere." The standoff stretched, unbearable. Lytuna, torn between pride and love, looked at Alex, then at Henry, whose soft breathing was steady in the back seat. Could she sacrifice dignity to preserve peace? Could she let go of the only gesture that had made her feel like part of his world? Finally, Alex stepped between his mother and Lytuna. His shoulders squared. "This car stays, and so does Lytuna. If the world wants to see weakness, let them. But to me, this is strength. This is family." Mrs. Land's lips pressed into a thin, furious line. She turned sharply, her heels striking the pavement like gunshots. "Then you've chosen your downfall, Alex." The limousine door slammed, the engine roared, and she disappeared into the night. Lytuna sagged against the car, her tears unstoppable. Alex pulled her close, holding her as Henry stirred awake, confused by the tension. For now, the car remained. But beneath the embrace, Lytuna knew the truth. This battle was far from over, and the next strike would not be so easily deflected. The night was quiet after Mrs. Land's limousine vanished, but the silence was heavy, full of unspoken fears. Lytuna leaned against the car, her tears drying into streaks on her cheeks. Henry clung to her side, sensing the unease even in his drowsy state. Alex placed his hands gently on Lytuna's shoulders. "Don't let her words haunt you," he whispered. "This car, this home, this life, we'll defend it together." But Lytuna shook her head. "Alex, every step forward with you feels like stepping into a storm. I don't want Henry to grow up under constant judgment. If your family keeps fighting us, what future will we give him?" Alex's jaw tightened. He pulled Henry into his arms, the boy's small frame a fragile shield against the weight of the world. "Then let the storm come. I will shield both of you. I'd rather face their wrath than live a lie." The next morning, whispers spread through the neighborhood. Some admired Alex's devotion. Others scoffed at the spectacle. At the market, women muttered, "She trapped him with a child and now flaunts his gifts." Lytuna walked past them with her head high, but inside, her heart cracked with every cruel word. Later, Alex received a letter stamped with the Carter Corporation's seal. It was short, almost clinical. "The board questions your judgment. Continued actions of this nature may result in your removal as CEO." He folded the letter slowly, his expression unreadable. Lytuna saw the tension in his eyes, but he forced a smile. Let them threaten. They cannot take what matters most. That night, the three of them sat in the car under the stars. Henry giggled as he pretended to drive, his tiny hands gripping the steering wheel. Lytuna leaned against Alex, torn between joy and fear. The car was more than metal and glass. It was their sanctuary, their fragile fortress against the world. But with every passing day, the fortress would be tested. As the engine hummed softly, Alex whispered, "No matter what happens, I'll keep driving us forward." Lytuna closed her eyes, clutching his hand. The road ahead was uncertain, but for now, they were together. The question lingered like the night air. Could love truly carry them through the storm to come?
Alex mua tặng Tử Na một chiếc xe hơi không phải để phô trương mà để cô bớt vất vả và biết Henry được an toàn hơn. Với Tử Na, đó là món quà chứa đựng tình cảm và sự trân trọng, là chứng minh Alex muốn đồng hành cùng hai mẹ con. Niềm vui ngắn chẳng tay gan, hàng xóm bàn tán, dư luận nghi ngờ, còn mẹ Alex coi đó là sự sỉ nhục gia đình và tìm cách buộc Tử Na trở lại xe, thậm chí cảnh báo Alex sẽ mất vị trí trong tập đoàn. Đứng trước sức ép khủng khiếp, Alex vẫn kiên quyết bảo vệ Tử Na, tuyên bố sẽ chiếc xe và Tử Na sẽ ở mãi bên anh. Thế nhưng mây đen vẫn phủ kín báo hiệu một cơn bão mới đang chờ phía trước.